Hey guys, welcome to Bead Table Wednesday. We're going to start in just a second. I'm going to let you guys find your way here. I'm a few minutes late, but hopefully you were just sitting around waiting for this to start. And now you're here and ready to go. I know I am. All right. I think I'm ready to get started. If you're here, say hello. I'd love to hear from you guys. Ooh, there's my big old sign. Hi. Hello guys. Welcome. Ooh, you can tell I got my new light. A little too much light. Let me know where you're watching from today. I'm glad you're joining me again on Bead Table Wednesday. I'm Heather Powers from Humblebeads, and every week I bring you a free project on Bead Table Wednesday. And so today I have a really fun knotting project for you guys with some waxed linen. And so you probably saw it yesterday. And so this is what we're going to do, and we're going to be playing with a few different shapes of beads, some chain, and yeah, some waxed linen. So that's what we're going to be doing. Hello. Hi, Lauren and Margaret. Thanks for joining me. Yeah, so I'm excited to get started. I am super excited that today is September 1st. I don't know about you guys, but I am all about fall, and the sooner it gets here, the happier I'll be. So I'm really looking forward to sweater weather and wearing scarves and all the good stuff that fall has to offer, all the inspiration and color and pumpkins, pumpkin pie. All the good stuff. Hi Susan and Candy and Nancy, and my friend Debbie and Darlene and Debbie from North Carolina. Hello guys. So I want to get started. I don't have a supply list right this second, but I will post one on my Humblebeads blog and share that link with you guys after the video so that you don't have to worry about writing down the supplies for this. And then also, I have a few kits available, and that will be ready for you guys at 3 o'clock on my website today, 3 p.m. Eastern time. All right, so let's get started. Let's turn over to the good stuff. Well, of course, again, here's the bracelet, and so we're going to do knotting, and then I have chain, a little bit of wire work, and it's going to be fun. So first, I just wanted to share with you guys what exactly we're using. And so we're going to be using 2-ply waxed linen, and you have to make sure that it's 2-ply. So if you're not positive if your waxed linen is 2-ply, just untwist it all the way until you can see how many plies or strands there are, and there should be 2 strands and not 4. You will have a really hard time trying to do this project with 4-ply. So make sure that you're using 2-ply waxed linen. The other ingredients for today's little project are 6mm jukes. So these are just round check glass beads, and I really like to mix up the different finishes. So this is an etched juke in a really dark grayish purple color. And then you'll need little 4mm round jukes, and so these are just little round beads. And again, you can see how I'm playing with all different textures in these combinations. And then we're using 4mm English cut beads. So those are the 3 ingredients that we'll need. And then I'm using a little Humblebeads disc bead. And then we have our findings, which will include a big old oval chain, 2 little gold spacers, and they need to have larger holes. We're going to use this big huge honkin' a rectangle jump ring from Vintage, and so that's going to be our clasp, well, part of our clasp, along with the brass hook. And I will have these on my website today. I already have the clasps, and then I will also have these little jump rings that are etched 8mm jump rings, or maybe they're 9mm. I think they might be 9mm. And you'll need a leaf, a check glass leaf, and a ball head pin. So that's the ingredients for our project. I'm going to show you guys a few other quick color combinations. Feel free to keep saying hi. I'd love to hear from you guys. Let me know where you're watching from today. Are you guys team fall? Or are you still holding on until the official end of summer this weekend? Okay, so that was a purple combination that I pulled, and here we have a mercury olive color, and this is a sapphire and a gold etched drook, and then the English cut I did in a green, and that would look really pretty with my sage green disc beads. And I showed you one gold combination. I'm going to show you guys another, because these are like, do you remember Garanimals when we were kids? Maybe you have to be a kid of the 80s, but everything mixes and matches and goes together. So you really can't do a bad color combination. But I'm using the gold, and then I have, this is like a kind of a light aqua color with the sapphire in the English cut, and then cream and gold in the other drook. Hi, hello, Team Fall, Susan. Yes. Oh, you like the Indian summer before the leaves fall. You like that last bit of warmth. I prefer to be cold, so I'm really looking forward to the cold weather. Okay, cream and gold. And my other drook is, it's an emerald green covered in gold, so you mostly see the green, and then this metallic burgundy color, and that would look really pretty with the lime green disc beads. Oh, my video keeps pausing. You guys, are you having that trouble too, or is it Susan's connection? Kimberly, yes, Garanimals. They made life so much easier. My kids had Garanimals when they were kids too. Okay, and my last color combination, maybe for those of you who aren't quite ready to let go of summer yet, we have this. It's an ivory with an AB finish, and it's etched, and then the olive mercury is the other drook, and this little sea green would look really cute with the mint. So for those of you who aren't quite ready to let go of summer, there you guys go. So it's pausing for you guys too, huh? My connection says it's okay. I'm not sure. You guys might just have to rewatch it. Oh, Rosalind, I'm so sorry that you're had to evacuate from Ida, but I'm really glad you're safe. As my mom lived through Katrina, I just feel really bad for you guys, and my heart and thoughts go out to you. So Barbara, you prefer the cold weather. I just love it. Oh yes, you can put on more clothes. That's exactly my thought. Okay, so for the wax, the linen, what we're going to do is we're going to get 1.5 yards. So I don't know how many inches that is. I'll have to do the math. But I'm just going to pull out 1.5 yards. And it's probably more than you need, but I like to have a little extra. And what you need to do with your wax linen is you need to polish it. Okay, and to polish it, what you're going to do is use a piece of paper bag. So you're just going to take a piece of the paper bag, fold it over, and then pinch as you run your string through. And this will polish the wax that's on the wax linen so that less will get on your beads and the surface will be a little smoother. And you just need to run this through about 2 or 3 times. And that's all there is to polishing the wax linen. But don't skip that step. It will make your life so much easier. Okay. And I'm going to fold my wax linen in half so that I make a little loop on one end. And I'm going to grab my jump ring. I don't know, guys. I hope that plays back fine. I know that sometimes when it is a little choppy during the live feed, it's better to go back and watch it, and you'll have a better connection. Okay, so my jump ring, I've pulled it through my jump ring, and I have a little loop on this side, and I'm going to grab the 2 other strands and pull them through the loop, and then tighten that to make a like lark's head knot. Chris, I would really use wax linen because of the way the knot's secure with the wax linen. I feel a little more comfortable just recommending the wax linen. And also because we're going to do this little cross thread trick, you really need a cord that has some body to it, and the wax on here makes the cord a little bit stiff, so that's why I recommend this. Oh no! Yes, I know Turquoise Coyote, Roslyn. I used to go there whenever I would go visit my mom. Well, I hope they're okay. That was one of my favorite places to shop. Okay. So, I have a little green and brown and cream combination that we're going to use. And did I tie a knot? Yeah, I tied a knot first. So you have the lark's head knot, and then you tie a knot underneath the lark's head. I'm sorry, guys, that it's stopping and starting. There's not much I can do. It says I have a good connection. I'm sorry. Hopefully you guys can watch the replay and that it will be fine. Okay. I also keep stopping talking. This is a faceted 4mm cube bead. You want to make sure that your metal spacer has a large hole, like a 1mm hole at least, so that both of your strands can fit through there. And I'm just doing a simple knot. Okay. I'm going to start with 2 of the 4mm round drooks, and so I'm going to put one on each thread, and then I'm going to pull them down to my knot. And you're going to make sure they're lined up to the knot. Yeah, I'm so sorry about that, guys. Okay, now I'm going to take the 6mm drook, and I'm going to separate my strands, and I'm going to go through, it doesn't matter if you start left or right, but you're going to put one strand going one direction, and then you're going to take the other strand, and it's going to go through, crossing over to the other side. Okay, and you're going to pull down. And you want to make sure it stays in the middle here. So I've pulled it all the way down, and now I'm going to string on the 2 little English cut beads. Jessie, that was such a long sigh. Jessie's back there working on your MTOs. Very hard working. Okay, so I got those 2 English cut beads, and these are the 4mm ones. And I'm pulling them all the way down to the round bead. And now they're going to sit on top of that round bead. See how I'm layering that? And I'm going to tie a knot here. And I just wrap it around my finger to tie the knot, both strands, and then push it through. Just a really simple knot. And you want to make sure that you get the knot as close to the beads as you can. Okay, and that's the sequence. I'm going to do it one more time. And then I have one that I have done here, so we're going to skip ahead to the end after I do this next little sequence. And what you're going to end up doing is you're going to do this 9 times, so that you have 9 little sequences here of the beads. So I start with the round ones, Now, you could use any 4mm beads on here. I just like the variation of the different textures and shapes, but you could use aldrooks, or you could use little melons. Like, you can mix it up however you want. Okay, so this one, I was hoping this would happen. So it didn't go all the way through, so I'm going to pull it and the two strands come together out through the other side. So they don't always just fit so easily right through the beads, especially some of them have finishes that make the holes a little bit smaller. So you just kind of stick it in there and pull the two strands out together. And that's why it helps to have a little bit extra on the other side sticking out, if that makes sense. Okay, so you're going to pull this all the way down nice and evenly. Make sure you don't get all your strands crossed. And I want that round bead to sit right in between, evenly between the two little drooks on the bottom. Okay, just like that. And now I'm going to put on the English cut beads and tie a knot. And that will be my second sequence. And you want to do 9 of these. Or, depending on how long of a bracelet you want, you may want to do a few less. And so this bracelet with 9 of these, it's going to make a 8.5-inch bracelet, because it's made for my plus size wrist. So if you have a smaller wrist, you'll be doing less than 8 of these, and I will share, 9 of these, and I will share with you guys a little trick on figuring out how to measure how many you need. Okay, so that's the sequence that you're going to be doing. So we have the rounds, this 4mm round, 6mm round, English cut, and then a knot. And you're going to keep going until you do 7 to 9 of these. I think will pretty much cover that. Trish, this is 2-ply wax linen. You have to make sure that it's 2-ply, and you can do that by untwisting the end and making sure there's only 2 strands on the wax linen. And if there's 4 strands, you have 4-ply wax linen, and that's too thick. So you need 2-ply wax linen. The English cut and the little round drooks are 4mm, and then the big round one is 6mm. All right, so I do have one that I've done completely, and how I figured out how many of these I need. I took my chain, and this is a chain from Vintage. It's I really like that it's all brass, it's not plated or anything. Okay, I took my chain and put it on top of my ruler, and then I figured out I needed, well, I had this much plus the disc bead, which adds, I think, another inch. Yes. So you're going to take these 2 pieces, and then you'll have 1 inch more. So you just decide, say this, you want an 8-inch bracelet. So you're going to put your clasp here, that little guy here, leave an inch for your disc bead, and then that's how much chain you're going to need. And your chain and your knotted piece are the same length. So that's how I figured out how many I needed. Okay, so you put those 2 together, then an inch of space for your disc bead, and then you measure out how much chain you're going to need to make it the size of bracelet that you want. So that's how you're gonna get that done. Okay, I'm going to embellish this little guy first, and what I did is I took 20 gauge art metal colored wire from Vintage, made by Parawire, and this is the art metal color, so it's a gray. I thought that looked really nice with the brass. So I took just about 2 inches or 3 inches of this. Probably 2 inches would be better. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to wrap this tightly around my jump ring. And you're probably going to need your pliers to get this through, so you just bend your wire and pull it around. And I'm just doing this to cover up the hole on the jump ring, since we don't really need that part. And I'm going to pull that down. I did like 3, I think about 4. Oh no, 1 second, guys. I have to grab my cutters. My assistant was over here working, so there's my cutters. I had borrowed them. You want to make sure you're using flush cutters. And cut a nice straight cut on the end here, and tuck this in really tight. And I'm making sure that the 2 sides are on there really tight, so that that's not gonna move around. And so there you just have a little decorative wrap on your jump ring to cover up the hole. Well, hello, Julie from California. Thanks for joining us today. All right, now I'm going to use one of my favorite wires, which is the 18 gauge natural brass twisted wire. And so this is 18, and you just need like 2 inches of this. And do you hate it when your stuff walks away? I have to grab my pliers. Okay. You want to make sure that your end is cut straight with the flush cutter, and then you're going to make a loop and then bend it so that your loop is straight above your wire. So I took the back side of my loop. Oops, sorry. Let me show that to you guys again, since I did it off camera. That doesn't help. Hi, Sharon from Arkansas. Okay, so you want to make sure you have that cut nice and flat. You're going to form a loop, and then you're going to grab the back end of the loop and pull it straight. And then you may have to close your little loop tighter again. But you want the little loop to be directly above your wire. And now I'm going to throw on my branch disc bead. And these branch disc beads, they're one of my favorite things to make. I've been making them for, I don't know, forever. Since I started my bead business, I've been making these little guys. And they're just kind of my signature style. And they work well with so many different design ideas. So I always have them in every color on my table ready to go. Okay, now I'm going to bend the wire over, make my loop, and that guy is ready to go. I need one more jump ring, and my head pin, and my leaf. I like to get all the components made. So you're going to take your little leaf, throw it on your ball head pin, and you're going to make a messy wrap for this one. So wrap around once, hold on to it, and then you're going to wrap 2 times tightly, and then you're going to let the rest of the wire wrap on top of your first 2 loops. to make a messy wrap. And I'm going to cut that off and tuck in that little wire so it's not going to poke anyone. Okay. So I have all my components ready to put together. The great thing about this chain is that they're open links, so they open and close. And so that's how I'm going to put them on. So you want 2 pairs of flat pliers, chain nose pliers, and you're going to open this up, and you want to make sure you're going side to side, and you're not going to open them up this way, you're opening them up side to side. Make sure you guys can see that. Okay, and I'm going to stick this onto my jump ring. Didn't open it quite enough. Okay, and now I'm going to close this up. And you want to make sure you close these nice and tightly. Oop. And again, it will be much easier when you can hold it directly under your line of vision instead of underneath a camera like I'm doing. And you want to make sure you've lined the seams up again and have that closed nice and tight. And then just take that end and put it back down where it was before, which is, you know, the ends of all the links are hidden together. And now I'm going to attach this to my clasp here. Anna, this is 1.5 yards of wax linen, and you can see I actually have a lot left over, so maybe 1.25 yards would be better. Okay, so you're putting both strands through the spacer bead, and I'm going to tie a knot. And now, because I want to have a really nice secure connection on here, I'm actually going to wrap these 2 strands about 3 to 4 times around my little, well, my big, huge jump ring. So I'm going to cross them, one going one direction, one going the other. And pulling them all the way down. Nice and tight, and then I'm going to tie a knot. And I'm going to make sure that that stays really tight. Okay. And I'm going to tie the knot. And now I'm going to repeat this process because I want to have a few strands attaching onto the jump ring itself so that it's nice and sturdy on there. And again, pulling them underneath the jump ring and tying them in a knot. And then I'm going to repeat that one more time. So one strand going to the back and then the other strand going to the front. Pull pulling them through and then tying them underneath. Hello guys, welcome Angela. It's okay to be late, you can always watch the replay. And now I have the knot underneath here, and I'm going to cross this over to the back, and I'm going to tie a knot underneath the jump ring, and I'm going to flip it over and bring my strands over to the front, and I'm going to tie another knot, and I'm going to flip it over one more time and tie one more knot. So I tied 3 knots underneath it, 3 knots around the jump ring, and 3 knots underneath. No great reason, just made me feel more secure to do it in 3. Okay, and you could put a little glue on this if you wanted to, but you really don't need to, because the wax linen kind of seals itself, kind of attaches to itself. So this is all the wax linen I had left over, so you probably only need a yard and a quarter. A yard and a quarter is what I would do. Okay, and now you can take these little guys if you want and untwist them just so they're a little fringy, or you can leave them the way they are, or you could even leave them longer and tie little seed beads on them, however you'd like to end that. But that's how I did that one. And now on this side, I'm going to attach my disc bead, and I'm going to open that up, throw in my jump ring, close, and then on this side I'm going to attach the jump ring with the clasp. So I have my etched jump ring that's, I think it's 9mm, and my hook clasp. And trying to make sure that's nice and tight. Okay. This side, you're going to open up the oh yes, definitely, you can definitely use the extras for earrings or little embellishments on a pendant. You can make a little tiny tassel out of the extra wax linen on a pendant or earrings. Okay, now I'm going to close this up nice and tight. And again, you always want to open up these links left to right. Never open them, you know, side to side. They get opened up side to side. You don't want to open them up the other way. Okay. There we go. It's all closed, and I'm going to stick that little end on the other side of the link. Oh, maybe. Nope, it's stuck there. Oh well. Okay, so there we go. We have the bracelet chain attached to the beaded element, and the last little thing I'm going to do is add on my, oh, I should have added on my leaf when I put my clasp on. Doing things a little backwards here. We do sell the wax linen, but I won't have it listed until 3 p.m. We're on the website. We need to update the quantities. Okay, so that's my bracelet. You want to make sure your chain isn't twisted around. And then when you wear your bracelet, guys, you want to have your hook up so that when you put it on, your hook is going to be up like this so that this part doesn't scratch you. So just a little a little tip there. The hook is actually on my website and they're from Vintage, but we carry them, and we will be carrying these large rectangle jump rings. The only thing we don't carry is the chain and the little tiny spacers and head pins. Everything else we have on the website. I do have some kits that I will be listing at 3 o'clock, along with the there we go. And I called this bracelet Changing Seasons because I'm ready for the change. So ready. So that's it. A really simple, easy bracelet. I love to add lots of texture, and you could even do 2 strands of the knotting and not the chain at all if you wanted to. So lots of possibilities here. All right, guys, that's it for today. So again, here we go. Beads and kits will be listed at humblebeads.com at 3 o'clock is when I'll have all the new stuff up on there. And we have lots of made-to-order pieces that you guys can take advantage of. Jesse's working away on those. So that's it. Just a simple, easy project for you guys today. I will see you again on Friday at 1 p.m. for our coffee break. And I'll be sharing what I have new this week on Friday. And on Friday, what will be new are disc beads and birds in fall colors. So I've been working on those. Denise, you can watch the replay, of course, anytime. And so also the people that had issues with it being choppy, you can watch it again and it'll play much better for you. All right, guys, thank you so much for watching. You have a great rest of the week, and I will see you guys on Friday. And if you do make this project, please share it in our Humblebeads VIP group. I would love to see your variations of it. All right, guys, you take care, and I will talk to you later. Thank you so much. Bye.